Hello there, in this video I will show you how to enable or disable shadows on Unity by using C#, no matter if you are using universal render pipeline, high definition render pipeline and so on. So let's get started. First of all, I will delete everything I have made. So now go in here, right click, 3D game object and plane. I will reset the transform of the plane so I can see them. In here, right click, 3D game object sphere. I'm creating this sphere so I can see the shadows. I will change the position of the camera when I can see the shadows and the sphere at the same time. If you go to the game, you can see that. I think now it looks more better. So now we need to create some buttons when we can control the shadows. So in here, right click, go to the UI and click canvas. I will scale the canvas with the screen size, or I will change this one to the full high definition. We'll match all the height. So now let's go to the 2D mode, focus on this one, and let's add some buttons. So go to the canvas, right click, go to the UI and choose a button. Of course you can choose this one here, but this one here has more better quality at last for me. Click input. So now we'll scale the button up. We'll change this one something like 360. Change the position. I will leave this one in here. We'll rename this button to disable shadow button. We'll change the text also to disable shadow. Resize it. Okay, now I will duplicate this one. You can duplicate it by going here, right click and click duplicate. We'll change the position. We'll save this one in here. We can go in here. We'll rename this one to hard shadows button. We'll change the text also to hard shadows. We'll duplicate this one, change the position over here, rename it to soft shadow. Change the text to soft shadow. Now we have created some buttons, so if we hit play, we can see the buttons are in here, but if we click them, nothing will happen, because we haven't told Unity yet what to do with them. So, if we select the directional light, go to the inspector, light, in the shadow type, we can choose between this one here. So if we choose no shadow, they will have no shadow anymore. Hard shadow will have only the hard shadows, so it will have only the some shadows. And if we choose the soft shadow, it will have shadows with a soft angle, just like you can see that. So to control this one, to the buttons, we should create some script. For that, go in here, right click, I will create an empty game object. We'll rename this one to shadow controller. We should create a script. So select your shadow controller, go to the inspector, add component, and I will name the script shadow controller. Click add new script and click create and add. Now we can see that the script is already. So to open it, just double click on the script name to open in the Visual Studio. In here we can see that we have two functions, one called void start and other one called void update. The void start will be called only one time when the game starts, and the void update will be called one time per frame. So we don't need a void update, so I will delete it. Also, I don't need this one here. Delete them. So now we need to have a reference to the light. So we need to have a reference to this light in here, so we can control the shadow. For that, we can just type public light and name it. I will name it light. So if you hit save, go to the Unity. If you go to the shadow controller, here we have created the script. Now we can see that here we have a light when you can empty space when you can assign the light. So in here we can assign it. But if we have some more than one light in our scene, it will be a little bit difficult to assign all of them. We will have to create multiple of the light. So to assign them in another way, so to assign all of the light, we can go in the script, and in the void start we should type find object of type and the name of the object we want to find. That's light. Now we are finding the object of type, we are finding the light, but we haven't assigned that yet. So we should, this one here we should assign to this one here. So for that, type light and is equal to this one here. All this one is going to do is to store this game object in this word in here. So if we hit start, save, go to Unity and hit play, we can see that directional light is in here. So now we need a reference to the shadow type when we can control the shadows. For that, let's go to Visual Studio and create some functions when we can choose between them. So this one should be public void. We'll call this one disable shadow. So light, type light, dark shadows is equal to the light shadows, dark not. So light is referencing to the light we have in the scene, to the game object of the light. and shadows for the shadow, and this one is equal with the shadows and none. So this one in here, none, means none will change this one in here to no shadows. Hard it will change the hard shadow, and soft it will change the soft. So here we have hard, it will change to the hard shadow, and soft it will change to the soft shadow. This one in here, on this function I want to disable shadow, so I will set them to none. If we hit save, go back to Unity and assign this function we have made, we can assign it in here. First of all, select the button, go to the inspector, on click event, click plus, assign the shadow controller. In the shadow controller we have the script. In the function, click the function, go to the shadow controller, and here we have the disabled shadows. If this one isn't public, we can access it in here, so that one should be public. So if we hit play now, and click disable shadow, the shadows will disappear. But we should create two other scripts for this one here and here. So let's do the same thing, almost the same thing is. So let's go to the Visual Studio and create two other functions. So it should be public, void, and I will name it hard shadow. Light shadows is equal light shadows dark hard. Let's create another function. It should be public, void. This one should be, I will name it soft shadow. Now type light, dark shadows is equal to light shadows dark soft. So let's save, go back to Unity and assign them to the button. So select the hard shadow button, go and unclick event, click plus, assign the shadow controller. In the function, click no function, shadow controller, and choose the hard shadow. Hard shadow is this one in here. So let's do the same thing for the other one. Just this time we will choose soft shadow. So if we hit play now, we can disable the shadows in here, hard shadow or soft shadows. That's all for this video. If you enjoy it, hit subscribe so you won't miss a new one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.